Hey, Gemini. It's great to be here with you. Okay, so let's get into your reading for August. If you're new to the channel, my name is MJ. I'm the founder of Ultra Love, and I like to do these tarot to connect to you guys. So for tarot, online yoga, and meditation sessions. So let's get into it. Divine guidance and love and clarity. This is for Gemini, divine guidance and love and clarity. Remember, take what resonates, leave the rest. These are general readings. You know, I'm thinking like the High Priestess is coming out a lot. It feels like the High Priestess energy is coming out a lot, which is in sort of saying that we're going to have to be really intuitive. And this is it, the High Priestess. So month of August is looking like an intuitive month for you. I'm feeling like there's a strong emphasis on career and how you're maybe pulling in resources. For some of you, you might be moving. For some of you, I'm feeling like there's a exchanging keys, like moving of a premises, moving house, sort of like exchanging on a business or buying and selling a house. Or a car, even for that matter. Judgment reversed next to the Four of Cups is giving me this sense of there's going to be a shifting dynamic, possibly around romance and dating. There's this Venus retrograde, judgment reversed with this Four of Cups is making me feel like somebody might be coming back and wanting to certainly talk about stuff, or it's like a relationship that didn't work out and it's like stagnation, but then something like relieving the stagnation as well. Closure, that kind of energy as well. And this is really interesting as well. So Ace of Cups reversed with the Six of Swords reversed with the High Priestess energy, which again makes me feel like we're having to really tune into the heart space. And I'm kind of getting with the Six of Swords reversed, like getting out of our heads. There could be a sense of wanting to take a bit of stillness. So Gemini rising in particular would mean Taurus is your 12th house. I know Jupiter is transiting Taurus, so this could be shining light on ways that we might maybe sabotage our love connections. It's almost like you're intuitively looking over some things, reflecting on things, processing some things, and that's maybe what prompts like a bit of a change of direction. Maybe it's you as well, reaching out to people sort of inquisitively, like going, I wonder why that didn't quite work out. So there's a bit of a reflective energy here. Yeah, there's definitely something around a little bit of stagnation or reflection. Not stagnation, reflection of course isn't stagnation, but rather than even necessarily communicating, there's something maybe going on inside for you or the other person. Before you move forward, you're wanting to like make sure that you're clear, make sure that you're balanced, make sure that you're like on your own path or on your own mission kind of thing. And then there's also this energy here of, it's almost like there could be an aspect of fully owning your power and standing up for yourself. Speaking your truth, standing in your truth, that kind of energy. I suspicion in this regard, this is like, if we wallow for too long, we can start to feel disempowered. And sometimes speaking up or just really firmly standing like, no, this is what I want. This is who I am. This is my truth kind of thing. Then that can help us feel really empowered to then eventually get that momentum going again. This is a lot to do with like your emotions, your energy, your sense of personal empowerment, and then there's possibly something going on in your mental landscape that like just isn't serving you. And I think that's maybe what you're into-ish, or just what your like spiritual work, you're reviewing, you're kind of looking over like, why didn't that work out? Why didn't this one work out? And I keep hearing that thing of like the grass is greener. So and I think a lot of people can be guilty of this energies, especially with all of the different agendas and media and all that kind of stuff. But being in romantic relationships and simultaneously projecting that it's going to be better here, or the person over here is better, or that sort of fantasizing about something being so much better. And then the love doesn't work out because we're not really focused on the love that we're in, kind of thing. So I sense this like you're kind of, and maybe the key exchange, there's something that you're having to process, deal with. There could be a legality thing, like a legal issue that you're dealing with, that then once that's dealt with, you feel like you can start to kind of lay things down, stand up for yourself, move forward. And then for some of you, there's still just like a bit of like emotional processing of grief, or perhaps there's this emotional work still being done. I mean, that could be part of it. It's just the fact that there's been maybe a lot of grieving, a lot of loss, a lot of emotion, maybe things not working out the way you thought. And so that has allowed you to drop deeper into that intuitive aspect and clear out, I guess, like, I want to say delusions, but I feel anyway, like that's a bit harsh. Like but it's kind of true, like the delusions, like thinking it's going to be this way, thinking it's going to be that way, but not being very present, things not working out, right? So there's something, it's like there's this essence of really having to claim your power, stand up for yourself, speak your mind, speak your truth. Yeah. There could be a kind of fatherly energy around you, supporting you. That feels like fatherly energy, potentially from the beyond, but it's also an energy coming into your world. So there is likely to be an encounter, something kind of lightening the load, offering perspective. And then this is also supported potentially from a paternal figure from beyond. I don't feel it to be an authoritative figure as such, but like a benevolent, like a grandfather energy or fatherly energy. For some of you, there is this rebirth process. But I want to sort of say that you're further, like you're closer to the, I guess, completion than you probably think or realize or even consciously acknowledge. Is that you're really kind of pushing, hence your hardcore intuition, right? Like dropping into this sense of, really profound reflection with a sense of humility, grace, forgiveness, and at the same time being able to speak your mind, this is the whole thing of like healthy boundaries or whatever. Just if we're wallowing, or if we're kind of seeking something outside of us, it's harder to be present to our current kind of emotional mental conditions. So there's something pretty radical, because there's a lot of major arcana in this reading, about you like making a move, i.e. the buying a new car, exchanging on a premises or something like this, after a bit of an intuitive spell and maybe some shadow work and emotional grieving, honoring the fact that it's a rebirth and you're stepping into these new energies, greater awareness and maybe clarity in your desire. And again, from that really balanced, intuitive place. And then either a legal matter or an exchange or something happening, whether business, whether like funding, like just something happening, a transaction of sorts, right? That then liberates you to look at this other stuff around communication. Do we communicate? How do we resolve things, right? There's a lot of diplomacy coming through here around how you're going to choose to kind of reclaim your power, and then further on to continue to step into your power, to feel powerful. So this card, the elephant, keeps wanting to come up, but this is to me a kind of symbol of strength, resiliency, and also the kind of energy of Ganesh is often like protective and abundant, really strong. So any more guidance for Gemini, divine guidance and loving clarity? So yeah, I'm hearing that like someone to watch over me. It's like there's like this awareness of someone watching over. And again, it could be connected to losses. It could be connected to, this Wheel of Fortune card is giving me a bit of a sense of relief because she's got a heart, and it's almost like, again, the fortune favors the bold. I'm hearing this. I don't really even know that expression, but fortune favors the bold. So, and there's something here too about communicating or standing in your truth, or, you know, being in that energy. And it's almost because I'm feeling like reawakening the heart, or like this machine turning on just on these different cogs and then lighting up the heart. And it's like a refreshed heart space, a renewed heart space, right? I'm getting a sense that for some of you, you could end up really wanting something quite different. Maybe more of a spiritual connection. Or a little bit dreamy. Yeah. Yeah, there's something, take flight is always going to give me that sense of like, because with Wheel of Fortune, a lot of diplomacy, having to navigate some major changes pretty delicately, or again, diplomatically, and then you're being watched. There's a lot of healing taking place and coming get out of our heads, come more into intuition. And then it's like, bosh, the heart turns on. There's this next level taking flight. There's this, up level in our lives. And again, for a lot of you, for some reason, I feel it's like work related, career related, but then that career could somehow like filter in or be working with that 12th house energy of shape-shifting hidden things, right? Things that we don't necessarily acknowledge or are obvious on the three-dimensional level, but are definitely within the psyche. Yeah. So I think a lot of you have actually been probably doing some deeper shadow work, which is part of, it's like a lot of you have, there's a lot of different elements of life. And in this reading, so for the month of August, it's like wrapping up a few different cycles from a few different areas of life, your energy, your emotions, your heart, right? Like, and of course, all of these things for a lot of us can filter into that career work and business life. So interesting reading, curious if that resonates with you guys. Do let me know in the comments. Have a great month of August, Gemini, and I'll look forward to